Every time I looked at my bank account, I was depressed. I was like, I felt hurt. I'm like, no way am I working this many hours and I only have this amount of money in my bank account. No way did I really think that I had this amount of money, but I only have this amount of money. Where did my money go? I used to hate looking at my bank account because I always knew it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. What subscription just came through? Like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean I only have this amount of money left? What? No way, not my bank account. It was hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you and say that this was easy. It was not, and that is why I'm tracking my progress and I'm making these videos to help someone who had no clue, like me. Okay, so let me help you, because I needed all the help too. I'm not even gonna lie. So if this video helped you, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and help support the channel. Okay, let's get more people financially literate. Okay, because we need to help each other out. Each one teach one. First and foremost, you need to know your monthly income. That is just like number one. How much money do you have coming in? And that could be from your main job, side hustles, gigs, random money, random fundraising stuff for you. I don't know why I said fundraiser, but like, how much money do you have coming in actually? If your income changes every week, like let's say you have a job, but like some weeks you get paid this much and then the next week you might get paid more or less, then just take that average of how much you get paid. If you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, add it all up so you know how much you get paid each month. That is key. How much money do you have coming in and from where? And I'm gonna make a whole separate video on how you can make money from nothing, like some side hustle ideas, things that are easy, low stress, and all you need is a few things. But you do have to do something to make money. You cannot just sit here and just wait for things to fall into your lap. If you don't have any money coming in, first of all, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'm gonna come out with another video on some ideas of what you can do to make money and some things that I have done myself. So these are tested, tried, and true. Okay, so just stay tuned for that. There is always a solution. I promise you, there is always a solution. You just have to get active. Okay, step 2. This is so key. Track your expenses. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Track your expenses. Fixed expenses and there are variable expenses, and those two things mean two different things. But for the simplicity of this video, fixed expenses, fixed meaning like you cannot change it. It's fixed, it's stuck. So a fixed expense is something that is the same every time, like rent, car note, car insurance, phone bill, mortgage. That is called a fixed expense. It does not change. It's the same every time you pay for it. These are basically your needs, things you need to take care of whether you want to or not. Then you have your variable expenses. And when I think of variable, I like to think of like variety, various, like things that mean a lot of something. Variable expenses are like things that can change, the complete opposite of fixed. So variable expenses are like your wants, things that change every time you buy it, like eating out, shopping, going to the movies, going out with your friends. Those are variable expenses. You're still spending money. You can't just have it like random, like it needs to go somewhere. Okay, look backwards, track your last 1 to 2 months expenses, and that'll give you a good idea of where your money is going right now. Step number 3, and this is key. Pick a budgeting method. 50-30-20 rule. This one is pretty simple. 50% of your income goes to everything that you need: paying your rent, car note, any bills that you may have that is like a fixed expense. So basically all of your fixed expenses should be 50% of your income, more or less. Or really less. You want it to be less. 50% of your income also goes towards your needs. Like you need food, you need transportation. So like, how do you get around? You need to be able to pay for that. Laundry detergent, dish soap, a toothbrush, toothpaste, brushes and combs. 50% of your income, things that you absolutely need. 30% goes to things that you may want. I want to go shopping for X, Y, and Z. You can still budget for things that you want. Let me say that again. Budgeting does not mean that you all of a sudden stop spending all your money on anything that is fun for you or anything that you may want. It actually gives you the freedom and gives you money to comfortably buy the things that you need and want, instead of only spending money on things that you need and never doing anything fun. 20% of your income goes towards savings and debt repayment. So if you don't have any debt, lucky you. That means 20% of your income can go towards your savings account. Everyone needs to have an emergency fund. If you didn't watch the first video, go back and watch that video on the importance of having a mini emergency fund. And if you are in debt, then 20% of that income goes towards paying off your debt. There are pros and cons to the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. The good thing is that, first of all, if you make enough money to be able to split your income into 50, 30, and 20, great. If you are able to get a paycheck and 50% of your income can cover everything that you need and your fixed expenses without going over 50%, you're in great shape. Then you just need to tailor the 30 and 20% to your needs. However, if you don't make enough money, 50% of that income does not cover rent, groceries, transportation. If that costs more than 50% of your income, then this budgeting strategy will not work for you. Now, you can manipulate the numbers, like you could do 55%, 25%, 15%, like you could break it down however you need to do it, but a percentage of your money needs to go somewhere. Now, this strategy is perfect for people who have enough income. All you need to do is just learn how to break it down into categories, then that strategy is gonna work for you. If you don't make that much money, how are you gonna put 50% of your check to this when you really need like 80% of your check to this? You know what I'm saying? That's more realistic. Some people out here have 2 and 3 jobs and still struggling, right? That means that you need way more money to just live than you're making. But that is just the unfortunate truth of being an American today. Like, it just costs so much money to live and the price is constantly going up. Even with all that being said, you still need to put a portion aside to save. The zero-based budgeting strategy. And before you even ask, no, it does not mean to drain your bank account to $0. It just means that every single dollar has a job. So let's say you get $100, right? Every single one of those $100 has to go somewhere. No money is ever just sitting unless its job is to just sit. For example, if you got $100, $50 is gonna go towards this bill, $30 is gonna go towards this grocery haul, and $20 is gonna go into my savings account. You just gave every single dollar a job. Give every single dollar a job. And this is a strategy that I feel works best with people who may get different checks every week, or people who may not make enough money to put 50% of their income into their fixed expenses. This budgeting strategy helps you start over fresh every time you get money. So every time you get money, you're starting over from scratch. And I'm not saying don't pay yesterday's bills. Every dollar needs a job. Every dollar needs to go somewhere. And this strategy has completely changed my finances 100-fold, because I know that I can't put 20% of my money into savings. I just can't. I need some of that money to like buy other things like food and gas and stuff like that. I just know that I can't do that realistically. But what I can do is put like $5 in savings or $10 into savings, and then all those other dollars, they have a job too. I know that I can do that. There is still a method for you out there that I have not mentioned, but this is, I feel like it's more attainable for every kind of person. Now, the zero-based budgeting strategy is a little bit difficult if you don't have discipline. You need to decide on where your money goes without someone telling you, oh, 50% needs to go here, 30% needs to go here. You have to decide. So it's up to you to get strict on yourself. So like, let's say you got $40, and that's not that much money, right? You got $40. Every one of those dollars needs a job. So even if $40 is not even going to cover your full phone bill, a portion of it should. A portion of it should still go to savings, and a portion of it should go to this. That's the only way you can still have money going everywhere without burning out or all your eggs in one basket. And yes, I know your phone bill needs to stay on. It might get turned off, but at least you have money. You have more than $0 going towards it, right? If you need more than $40 to pay a bill, get outside and get active. Stay tuned for my next video on how to make money in various ways. Put a little bit to the side to pay the bill. And I know that's gonna hurt some people's soul. They're gonna be like, but the bill costs $40. How am I gonna only put $10 to the bill? Let's say you put the entire $40 into this phone bill. So yes, your phone is on, but now you don't have any money to put gas in your car to get back and forth to where you gotta go. You have no money to even put ramen noodles in your home. But you would have if you would have put $10 to your phone bill, $10 for gas, $10 for food, and now you still have $10 for liquid cash, because you cannot be out here with no money. You can't. You just can't. If you need more than $10 to pay your bill, then get back outside and go make $40 more. And then guess what? $10 goes there, $10 here, $10 there, or more. $20 go there, $10 here or $5. You know, you break it down, but you should not put all of your eggs in one basket, because everything else is going to be left for you to deal with later anyway, right? So you're still going to have the problem anyway. You might as well help yourself by breaking it down. Help your future self. And I know this is so controversial. Like, some people are like, oh, my bill costs this, I need to put my whole check to that bill. If you keep doing that, you're going to keep living check to check for the rest of your life. I can promise you that. You're never going to get out of the rat race if you never put even $1, $2 to the side. You have been working at this job for 40 plus hours and you can't give yourself 5 of those dollars. At least you have $5 to put gas in your car. Like, you can keep going, but you can't keep going if you have nothing to keep going from. That's how people stay in the rat race. You keep putting your whole check for bills, and like, guess what's going to happen? You'll keep doing that forever, because guess what? You're never going to get ahead of it. But if you can like squeeze out $2, like try to save $2, or put the check in the bill and then go get a side hustle and take that money and then put it multiple ways, that is the only way you're gonna get ahead and get out of the rat race. I just want to stress that to you. You are never gonna get out of the rat race if you stay in the rat race. How are you gonna get out? Put money aside. Even if it's $2, even if it's $1, money does compound on itself. Money does build up on itself over time if you put money aside. If you want to stay in the rat race, don't save $1. Keep doing what you're doing and you're going to keep getting what you're getting. I promise you that. Step 4, choose your tools. Choose how you're going to track your budget. Choose what you're going to use. If you're old school like myself, girl, I have sticky notes, papers, notebooks, and stuff all over my apartment. Just ask people that have been here. I literally have sticky notes all over the fridge and stuff like that, all over my desk. I just write everything down. I don't know what it is, but like, I'm a writer. I need to write it down. Some people are digital. Like, they can just put it on their apps, on their phone, on their computer, on their iPads and stuff like that, tablets, whatever. Like, do what you need to do. You need to choose where you're going to create your budget. I actually have my budget in like multiple places. I have it online and I have it written down. I have a Notions template that I use. It's called Goals, I think, Goals Tracker, where I literally just have my finances and stuff tracked. Okay, it's like actually like really nice. Basically, just choose what works for you. Like, if you want to do pen and paper and write everything down, great. If you want to put it in your notes app, great. If you want to download Notion, which is also a free app, great. That's what I use. I use all 3 of those things that I just mentioned. Whatever works for you is what works for you, but you need to like keep track of it somewhere, okay? Make it realistic. This is the problem that comes when people start trying to budget and save. They completely forget the fact that they're still a human being and they still need to live every single day. This also is why a lot of people don't budget, because they feel like, oh, if I put all my money over here, I'm not gonna have money for this. And then they just feel trapped, they feel constricted, they feel restricted, they feel like they can't spend their own money. The whole point of budgeting is to create more freedom for your money. To know where every dollar is going, to know how much you have to spend. You get what I'm saying? It's not to feel like you're in a chokehold with money. That's not the point of a budget. The point of a budget is to give you dollars to be able to do the fun things while also saving, while also paying your bills. But if you're only paying your bills and then put money into your savings account just to take it out anyway, what are you doing? You're literally not helping yourself or anybody. You're not saving correctly. But if you put a portion for your bills, a portion for everyday living, and a portion for savings, when you spend this money at the movies, you won't feel terrible. You know why? Because you know that a portion of your check already went to bills. A portion of your check already went to savings. So you're good. Indulge. Do what you want. But make sure you do it with the money that you allotted it for. And if whatever you want to indulge in costs more than what you budgeted for, you can't do it. You can't afford it. They say if you can't buy it 2 or 3 times, you can't afford it. Before you go and buy those bags of chips, can you buy it 3 times? And if you can't, you need to continue to save. And that's okay. You're never like breaking even every time. You gotta get ahead of it by saving for it. Review and adjust weekly. Your budget is not like a create it and forget it, set it and forget it type of thing. You have to constantly adjust, because sometimes you make more money than you did last month, or sometimes you make less money or whatever like that. You need to keep track of everything every week. Back in the day when I used to live in Louisiana, I literally used to have finance Fridays. Every Friday night after work, I would just go and tackle all the steps that I just laid out for you every Friday, and I'm gonna get like a glass of wine. It would be like a whole thing, because I knew that the end of my work week was over, Monday through Friday where I work. After Friday after work, that's when it's like my me time. So I knew that on the weekend I was gonna want to do something interesting that's not boring to me. So I needed to know how much money I had to work with. Like, do I have any money to work with? Like, what's going on financially, so that I can know what I'm able to do this weekend before I start hanging out with people and making plans and stuff. So I always did it every Friday, and it's just easy to remember, like Financial Friday. Deal with your finances on Friday, or some people do Sunday, like a Sunday reset, where part of their reset is them dealing with their finances once a week, or you can do once a month, once every 2 weeks. You can do it only when you get paid. For me, I was doing it even when I wasn't getting paid. I always knew what was going on in my bank account. Even to this day, I still know. I always keep track of it because I started this when I was younger. Like every Friday, I would literally have Financial Fridays or Finance Fridays, and I would just sit down and tackle every single thing that I needed to know and just track all my expenses. What money went out, where did it go, what money came in, where did it come from, like all of these things. And I always kept track of every single dollar. That's how you stay on top of your money, and you don't get to the end of the month and be like, oh my God, I don't have any money to pay my bills. Or like, oh my God, like what happened to all my money? Well, where did it go? You know where it goes every single week. That can also help you stop overspending. If you get to the end of the week and you realize, dang, my entire budget is already gone and I have 3 more weeks left with this income, I need to make some adjustments. That helps you know what adjustments to make, or know where your money is going. Like, dang, groceries went up this week. What was I buying? Like, what did I really need to buy those steaks? Probably not, you know? So things like that. Tracking it every single week helps you like save in the long run. I promise you. And if that's too much for you, like every week, then do every 2 weeks or do once a month. Just track it. Just track it, okay? That's all I'm asking. Just track it, okay? Stop playing. Just track it, for real. You have to include buffer money. You have to include money for the unexpected. You have to have liquid cash. That could be an emergency fund, but also everyday living. Like if you're out on the streets and you all of a sudden need gas, at least you have money on hand to cover that expense. And you're not gonna feel like you're in a chokehold because of your budget, because you want to budget, because you want to be financially literate. I'm telling you, don't listen to people who don't have a budget. Don't listen to people who just buy it and whatever. How is that good financial advice? Most people want to look up to celebrities and stuff, but your income is not the same. So they can go out and buy this thing, and it may still very much well be within their own budget. But if you did that same thing, you probably will be breaking your budget. So everyone has their own budget. That might not be within your budget. So for the people who like to troll people and say negative things like, oh, I would never do that. I would never spend money on that. Or I would never do this and that. It's like, great. Guess what? Your money is not my money. And my money is not your money. I can do whatever I want with my money as I have budgeted for that thing. Of course, it's not gonna make any sense mathematically to you because I'm not you and you're not me, and I don't have your budget and you don't have my budget. You may have more money than me. So you may be able to afford these things and maybe not me. But if I end up with something expensive, trust and believe it's because I saved for it first and I can buy it 3 times. But that's how I'm able to buy nice things, because I have saved for it. So I don't feel bad when I buy it. You know why? Because I saved for it. But if you're gonna try and buy something that I bought just because I bought it and you want it, but you didn't save for it, that's not good financial advice. That's not very financially literate. But if it is within your budget, by all means, buy whatever you want. You have the right to buy whatever you want to buy with your money that you work for. Don't let people make you feel bad for buying things that you want. It's your money. You work for it. You put in the hours. You're allowed to buy that video game. Go buy those shoes. Go buy that Starbucks drink if you want it. It's all up to the person. If they didn't save for it, that's on them. Okay, so calm down and worry about your own money for real. So listen. Budgeting doesn't have to be scary. I'm telling you. I don't know if it seems scary, but it definitely seems like something that most people don't want to do, because it just seems like a lot of work. Like, oh, I need to create a budget. Or creating a budget means you don't have money. On the contrary, many people who are financially free and rich definitely have some sort of money structure, or they are hiring somebody to do the structuring for them. I can promise you that. So if you don't have anybody that you hire to make sure your finances are in check, and you're not making sure your finances are in check yourself, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just getting money and spending it. You don't know what's going on with your money. Like, no, you need to keep track of every dollar. Even rich people, they might hire somebody to do that for them. And if they don't do their job, like what happened to Rihanna, they get fired and they get a song made up about them. So you better have my money. You know, if you know, you know. You better have my money. You know what I'm saying? So Keep track of your finances. It doesn't have to be a scary thing. In fact, budgeting gives you so much freedom, because whenever you go out into the public world about to spend a dollar, you know exactly where that dollar is coming from. You know exactly how much you have to spend, and you know exactly how much not to spend, compared to not knowing any of this information at all because you don't ever track or do anything financially for yourself. What are you doing? What have you been doing? And it's okay if you haven't been doing anything with your money, because we weren't taught these things in school. What you don't know is what you don't know. So now it's time to know and time to learn it. So all I'm saying is take the time to learn it, and you're gonna thank me later. I promise you that. Let me know in the comments, have you tried budgeting before? And did you have a certain strategy, or like, what did you do? Have you budgeted before? How is it going, or how was it? And how do you feel about it now? Or is this your first time ever really getting serious about budgeting? What's going on in your life? I have no clue. I don't know who you are, but thank you guys so much for watching all the way to this point in the video. And if you want to see how I implement all these things that I'm saying and how I live my everyday life, then be sure to check out my vlog channel. It's my main channel on YouTube. I'll link it down below. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Later!